This week on EV Rider, we've got some exciting news on how EV Rider is going to expand. Starting next week on the evrider.tv website, you're going to start seeing full-blown road tests each and every week, like on this BMW M5. That's thanks to a longtime award-winning automotive journalist joining the team. But listen, right now it's literally about 98 degrees outside here in Jacksonville as I record it, with a feel-like temperature of 106 degrees. So let's jump inside this BMW M5 plug-in hybrid and meet the newest member of the EV Rider team. And here he is, Dan Scanlon. This guy has written for Hemming Motor News, Classic Motorsports, longtime automotive journalist. He's perhaps best known here in the Jacksonville community for his work at WJCT Public Media, also at the Florida Times Union, where he was an automotive and news reporter for decades. Plus, he used to co-host something called Fast Car Friday here in Jacksonville on the NBC and ABC station. Dan, I am just absolutely thrilled that you're joining us. Let's start this off by going for a ride.
Buckle up for safety,
All right.
sir. This is a BMW M5, so you may note that there is the red and blue striping, which is the BMW M, on the seatbelts. So off we go.
Yeah, we're not going to say too much about the M5 because next week's episode is going to be dedicated to this plug-in hybrid. What Dan is going to be doing, he primarily is going to be giving us the types of in-depth reporting that real automotive enthusiasts grew up with in publications like Car and Driver, Motor Trend, Road and Track. Dan is really good at getting into every nuance of a car. Dan, give me an idea, a little bit about your background. You and I have worked together for decades, but for this audience, it may not have met you yet.
Well, I've been 45 years in Jacksonville working multimedia, TV, radio, print, online, and I grew up in New York City, where I had a neighbor who had a competition Ferrari that I got a ride in, and that basically is what birthed my love of cars. My father took me to the New York Auto Show, where I saw some of the most incredible cars, including some of the original Batmobiles, yes, the George Barris creations. So when I got to Jacksonville, the first TV station I worked for said, "Hey, let's start doing car reviews. You're a car guy." So we did, and that developed into newspaper, 30 some odd years of doing that. Then I had a website that I was writing for. I have driven everything from Bugatti Veyrons on down to 1886 Benzwagens.
Yeah.
And now we've got basically the future, which is a plug-in hybrid that will knock your socks off when we start talking about it.
We've got a long history together, so I can really speak for this guy's credibility. I mean, this is the guy I personally have always wanted to go read first, because I know I'm going to get the most information from Dan, and to have him join EV Rider, I couldn't be more excited. And I know some of you probably just watched the YouTube channel, so I really encourage you to start going to evrider.tv on the web, because that's where you're going to see the vast majority of Dan's work. So Dan, to kick it off, you've done a lot of EV reviews over the years. Give me an idea what some of your favorites have been.
Well, let's go way back. I drove the first Prius, and it was a right-hand drive Japanese model, and I tell you, it was an amazing car. I knew the future was there. I also can claim that I was the third most economical driver in the third gen Prius. Got indicated 64 MPG, driving on I-4 and Disney World area. I think the car that most excites me, though, as far as EVs, is the Lucid. The design, the engineering, the 300 plus mile range, the power. The interior is stunning, the exterior is stunning, and when you look at the naked chassis and see how well the batteries are placed, where the motors are placed, how elegant it is, it just knocked my socks off. And the fact that they're doing an SUV, I'm hearing wonderful things. So that's a cool one right now.
Yeah, the Gravity is something, and of course, like you, I was lucky enough to have the Lucid Air Pure for a week.
Now, the one I'm waiting for, I want to drive a Slate. I don't care if the price has gone up a tad. The idea of a bare bones, fun, pickup truck that you can put a topper on and make it an SUV. It looks cool. I would just drive it in the color it comes in.
Sure, the gray color. And for those of you that may not be aware, there is an episode in the EV Rider archive, both on the web and on YouTube, where you can check out the slate to learn a little bit more about it. And of course, at this point, that's just a concept from a startup. So fingers crossed it makes it into production. We'll see.
Now, Kia and Hyundai with their pure EVs, which are ground up designs that look a little spacey, have tons of room, beautifully ergonomic inside. Everything you need is where you need it, and you can put 4 people in, and the range is great, the power is great. I can't wait to drive the N version.
Yeah. And listen, on EVRider.tv, Dan's already got about a half dozen or so articles up already. The most recent is on the Nissan Z, the top tier, and it's got a manual. And I know this is an EV channel, but for those of us that grew up on manuals, to see a manufacturer keep the flame, I think some of you in the audience are going to enjoy that. But listen, plenty of EV coverage coming. This is just a taste of what's coming here on EV Rider on YouTube, and be sure to check out EVRider.tv, because moving forward, that's where you're going to find a lot of in-depth coverage that won't necessarily make the YouTube channel. So as always, thanks so much for watching. Please give this video a like, hit that notification bell, and above all, please drop a comment welcoming Dan to EV Rider.